Hi everyone, welcome to another Yarn Scrap Friday with me, Laura, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this crochet mandala. Mandalas are actually renowned for being a sort of meditative tool. They're mainly known in the Buddhist tradition. They're used as sort of a meditation and trance induction, a spiritual guidance tool really. So hopefully over the next 20 to 40 minutes, however long this video takes, you can join me in a little bit of downtime and crocheting this little mandala. Okay, so for this mandala I'm going to be using 3 different colours of yarns. I'm going to be using a white for the outer main edge, and there's also starting in the middle, but I'm going to be choosing 2 other colours. As you can see in this one I've got an orange and a green, but this time I'm going to use a nice bright blue and pink. And for this actual pattern we are going, if I can find it, we are going to be using a 3.5mm E4 crochet hook, and you're also going to need, as per usual, a pair of scissors and a yarn tapestry needle as well. Okay, I've actually had to print out the pattern that I designed so I can remember how to do this. So do bear with me because I haven't looked at this for a couple of months. So we're going to start off with our white colour, so whatever colour you want in the middle, and to have these bars as they were, cables, and the outer sort of sun-like pattern we're going to start with first. So the first thing to do is we're going to chain 4. Okay, we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then you want to find your first chain that you did and put your hook into there. Hopefully many of you are familiar with the beginnings of most of my crochet projects. I'm going to bring the yarn through that first chain and bring it straight through the loop on your hook. Okay, so we've created a little loop of our chains joined at the beginning and the end, and in the middle, not to be confused with our chain 1 hole, should be a center hole. You can see there. We're going to work some stitches into that hole. Okay, so once you've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3 after this. We're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain 3. Then we are going to do 1 double crochet into that center of our loop. So we're going to yarn over, it's in US terminology. We're going to yarn over. We're going to put our hook not into our chain 1, our first chain, I keep calling it chain 1, not first chain, but into that center, so literally the middle of that loop of chains. Put our hook in there, bring the yarn through and do a double crochet as normal. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1 to go in between. So these first 2 chains are going to act as a double crochet, and then the third chain is going to act as the that noise was. It's going to act as the chain 1 in between. We're going to repeat that so for another 9 times actually, so until we end up with 10 double crochets including those little chains. So okay, so we're going to do another double crochet into that center, another double crochet, and then your chain 1. Okay, repeat that another 8 times, yarn over, back into the center, double crochet, chain 1, repeat that another 7 times, double crochet, chain 1, repeat that another 6 times, double crochet, chain 1. Repeat that again 5 more times, double crochet, chain 1, and repeat that again, double crochet, chain 1, repeat that again, double crochet, chain 1, and again you need to do 2 more I think, double crochet, chain 1, and I think this is the last one. Let's just count. We're counting those first 2 chains as a double crochet, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need 10 of these, don't we? So I think we're actually done there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then what we're going to do is you need to find your second chain of your 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. Put your hook into that second chain. It looks really big because I've already worked into it because I made a mistake. But put your hook into that second chain of your 3, but instead of yarning over with the white, we need to join our next colour. So we're going to work with the blue. So let's put our blue over our hook, bring that through the second chain of our 3, straight through the loop on our hook, and now we're working with our blue. The first thing to do in round 2 is we are going to chain 1 to begin. Then we're going to find the 1 chain space. Now the 3rd chain of those 3 there is counting as our 1 chain in between. So the space below it we're going to call our 1 chain space. So between those 2 chains there and your first double crochet is a big gap, and into there you want to work 2 double crochet. So just put your hook into that big gap and wrapping it round. We're just going to do double crochet. Okay, we want 2 of those, so yarn over again and go back into that big gap, just working it into that big gap. Okay, like so. Then we're going to add a chain 1 in between, and we're going to repeat that all the way around. So we're going to go into the next 1 chain space, yarn over that big gap there, and do 2 double crochet in there. Then we do a chain 1. Don't forget that chain 1 in between. We'll just repeat that all the way around back to the beginning. So 2 double crochet in the next 1 chain space. Okay, then chain 1. Don't forget to chain 1. 2 double crochet in the next 1 chain space. Chain 1, chain 1, chain 1, and the next one. Okay, so you're just working 2 double crochet into each 1 chain space and doing a chain 1 in between. And we've got 1 left there. Don't forget your chain 1. Then I'm just going to pull the tail ends a bit and just bring that in. And then what you want to do is to skip that tiny chain 1 you did and find the first double crochet stitch and put your hook into there. But what we're going to do, instead of yarning over with the blue, we are going to yarn over with our next colour, I think. Yeah, I'm going to yarn over with the next. So we're going to bring in the pink. And we're going to put that over our hook. Bring that through. And then straight to the loop on your hook. And now you're working with the pink. Okay, so now we're going to move on to round 3. And the first thing to do is we are going to chain 1. And this is where it gets a little bit more interesting, because what we're going to do is we're going to do a front post slip stitch around the next 2 double crochet posts, okay, these blue ones. And okay, so what we're going to do is, because it's a slip stitch, we don't yarn over. So what you want to do is find those first 2 double crochet posts, and just to the right of the one on the right, I'm just going to put our hook literally to the back like that, just to the side of it, and then bring it out to the left of the one on the left. So you're going behind 2 of those double crochet posts, okay, just going through those 1 chain spaces, okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to just grab our yarn, bring it round, and then do a slip stitch, okay, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 1 chain space. So in this next 1 chain space here, we're going to put our hook into there, and we're going to do a single crochet like so, okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, we're going to chain 3, then we're going to slip stitch in the same 1 chain space that we just worked that single crochet. Okay, so put your hook back into there, and we're going to do a little slip stitch. Okay, so it looks like you've got a little pico there. Okay, and we're just going to repeat that all the way around. So the next thing to do is we're going to go back, we're going to go behind these next 2 double crochet posts. Okay, these 2 double crochets here. So we're going to go back into the same 1 chain space again, but we're going to come out through the next one. I'm going to do our little slip stitch. Okay, then we do a single crochet in that next 1 chain space. Okay, then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we slip stitch in the same 1 chain space we just did that last single crochet. Okay. It's a little bit unusual. Okay, so you can see it's starting to create like this little pattern here. Okay, so just keep repeating that round. So again, we need to work around these 2 double crochet posts now. So we go back into the same 1 chain space, do a slip stitch. Okay, and then we find the next 1 chain space this side and do a single crochet, chain 3, slip stitch in the same 1 chain space as your single crochet. Okay, so you can see these like little triangle shaped picots appearing. Okay. And again, these are the next 2 we need to work, so we go around the back, bring the yarn round, do a slip stitch. Oops. And we move over to this 1 chain space and do a single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch in the same 1 chain space as your single crochet. Okay, then there's your next 2 double crochets, and we do that slip stitch round the back, and then you move over to the next one chain space, do a single crochet. Make sure that's popping out nicely. Chain 3, 2, 3, slip stitch. And the written version of this, if you're new to this, is available on my blog, so I'll put a link in the description and over this video if you want to go follow that instead. Okay, so next slip stitch, and move over to that one chain space, single crochet, chain 3. Slip stitch. And the next 2 double crochet posts around the back, do your slip stitch, then move over to the left of it and do a single crochet in that one chain space, chain 3, okay, and then we're just up to the last one, same again. Be careful to come out not through that stitch. You just got to come out behind that post. You see there? There we go. Actually, I did something wrong there. Slip stitch. And then moving over to that last one chain space, chain 3, and slip stitch in the same one chain space as your single crochet, and there we go, we've finished. We can pull our tail ends just to make sure that's all okay. And then, what we're going to do now to join the round is we're going to rejoin our blue. But the first thing to do is find these first 2 double crochets that you just worked, that little front post slip stitch thing. Find the second one. If you push down these little pink bits, you want to find the stitch. There it is. See it sat on top there? And then just put your hook in there. And then instead of yarning over the pink, we're going to bring back the blue. And we're just going to do we're doing a slip stitch into that stitch. Okay, pull your pink down. Okay, and then we're going to move on to round 4. You should be working with your blue colour now. It doesn't, to be honest with you, the colour changes really don't matter, so just change them when you feel like it. The first thing to do is we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 3. Then we're going to do 3 double crochet in the same stitch as your previous slip stitch. Okay, so that one you just slip stitched into down there, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So yarn over and go back into that same stitch. Okay, that blue one. Do 3 double crochet. So 1, 2. You're pretty much ignoring this pink round. as if like you hadn't even made the round. And 3. Okay, so 3 double crochet in that same stitch. Then what we're going to do is we are going to do 4 double crochet in the next previous double crochet. So find the next, move on to the next 2 posts, double crochet posts you found here, and find the stitch at the top. Okay, you should see a little stitch just hidden there under your pink. So in there we're going to work 4 double crochet, because these first 3 chains we did here are counting as a double crochet, so we've technically got 4 in there. So yarn over, find that next stitch. Oops, careful not to go into the pink as well. Do 4 double crochet in there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so you got 4 in there as well, and you just repeat that round in so you find the next 2 blue double crochets there that you did that pink round over. Just fold down the little pink picots and find the stitch at the top and work 4 double crochet in there. Just repeat that all the way around. I don't know how I came up with this design. I think I was just playing. Bit of freestyle crochet. Yeah, so you got 4 double crochets in there. Then find the next one and do the same again. Just caught a little bit of yarn there, but it's going to go with it. That one's got a bit caught. It's going to be okay. And move on to the next one. Sometimes with crochet it's just good just to go with it. Don't worry too much, because most of the time you can just hide your mistakes. 2, 3, 4. Just repeat that for all your posts back to the beginning. I should do that and then I should come back. And then all that's left to do on the end of that round is we're going to put our hook into the top of our 3 chain, but instead of yarning over with the blue, we're going to bring up the white. So find your white again, and then just bring that through your 3rd chain that you did at the beginning and straight through the loop on your hook as well to do a slip stitch. Okay, so now we're moving on to round 5. Okay, so what we're going to do now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 1. So I'm just going to chain 1, and then we are going to do a treble crochet stitch, but it's also going to be a front post stitch at the same time, and it's going to be a front post stitch around these same 2 double crochet posts that we worked the slip stitch, front post stitch in the pink. So, but don't panic, the first thing to do is to start off the treble. So we're going to wrap the yarn around our hook twice, which we do when we do a treble, and then come all the way down to these first 2 double crochet posts. So all the way down here. We're going to go behind these 2 posts again. And we're going to bring the yarn round the back. Okay, so you've got 4 loops. And then we're just going to do a treble crochet stitch. And to do basically a double crochet or bigger, you always just pull through, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops until you get to the end. So we yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops and stop. And then we yarn over again, pull through the next 2. Got 2 left, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Okay, and there you've done a treble crochet front post stitch around those 2 double crochet posts there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to do a slip stitch in the middle of these 4. So find these 4 double crochets up here. Well, the first one you've got chains, but technically that's a group of 4 double crochets. Got a group of 4 there, group of 4 there. Find the one in the middle, the stitch in the middle, sort of in the middle. You've actually got 2 in the middle, but just find any one, doesn't matter which one. Just put your hook into there. Put it in the 3rd one. I'm going to do a little slip stitch like so. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to chain 4. Let's chain 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, chain 4. Then basically we're just going to repeat all those steps again. So what we're going to do now is find our next 2 double crochet posts down here from round 2. Wrap the yarn around your hook twice to do a treble. Bring your hook all the way down and just go through that big gap there. Come out for the next gap. And then bringing the yarn around the back. Got your 4 loops. And if you can't see the 4 loops, just push up like so. I'm losing my voice. And then we're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Then we do the same thing again. We need to find the 3rd, roughly in the middle of the next group of 4 double crochets up top here and do a little slip stitch in there, like so. And then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and just repeat that all the way around. So we go back to our treble crochet front post stitch, come all the way down here, bring it round the back, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then find the, make it relax like that, then find the middle 3rd double crochet roughly and do a little slip stitch. There we go, and then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to repeat that all the way around and then we shall move on to the next round. Let's do it on camera. Okay, so almost near the end, back to the beginning. And do that little slip stitch. And don't forget to chain 4. I need to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, should have 10. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to slip stitch in the top of our first treble. So find this first treble that you did and just put your hook into there. We're going to rejoin the pink. So don't yarn over with the white, we're going to yarn over with the pink. Bring that through and do a little slip stitch, and just pull your white tail ends. Okay, and then that's the end of round 5, and it should look a little something like that. Compare it to this one here. There you go. So we're just finishing off at the last couple of rounds, and what we're going to do in the pink is we are going to chain 4 to begin. 1, 2, 3 and 4, chain 4. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 half double crochets in, if we tuck up these 4 chains down, these white chains, you find the gap in between your 4 double crochet, was it double crochets? The 4, yes, the 4 double crochets we did in blue. You find the gap in between there. We're going to do 4 half double crochets in there. So we're going to yarn over and pushing the white out of the way to the front. Just going to put a hook in that gap between the blue 4 double crochets. And we're going to do a half double crochet. Put it through all 3. We're going to do 4 of those. So that's 1, back in there again. 2, back in there again. 3 and 4. Okay, so you've got 4 half double crochets in that hole in between your 4 double crochets in blue. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to find the next gap between these 2 sets of 4 double crochets. Just bend down the white, find the gap, yarn over, and we're going to do 4 half double crochets in there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and then chain 2 and just repeat that all the way around, doing 4 half double crochets in the gaps between your 4 double crochets from round 4, and then chain 2 in between. Okay, just tuck your 4 white chains down so you can find that space. 1, chain 2, 1 and 2. Okay, and when you come up to the very last one, we're only going to do 3 half double crochets in the last one. So 1, 2 and 3, and the reason we're only doing 3 is because at the beginning we chained 4, and the first 2 chains of these 4 are going to count as a double crochet. So find your second chain of 4, so there's 1, there's 2, and then put your hook in that second chain as neatly as you can, and instead of yarning over with the pink, we're going to yarn over with the white again. So I'm going to bring that through your second chain and then straight through the loop on your hook. And there we go, and now we're working with the white again. So that's what it should look like by the end of round 6. And now we're going to move on to the last round where we're going to create our little sort of triangle shapes like this. And first thing to do is we're going to chain 1, and if you want, actually you can at this point cut your other colours. So I'm going to cut the blue and the pink, get those out of the way because they're getting in a bit of a tangled mess because we're just working with the white. So the first thing to do is to chain 1, chain 1. Then we are going to you need to find your 2 chain space. So this first 2 chain, these last 2 chains of your 4 are going to count as a 2 chain space. We've got a 2 chain space there, 2 chain space in there, and we're going to work some stitches into those. So find your first 2 chain space, which is the last 2 chains of your 4, and in there we're going to start off with a single crochet. Okay, single crochet, a half double crochet in the same 2 chain space, half double crochet, then a double crochet, double crochet, and then we are going to do a treble crochet front post stitch around the previous white treble. So find this white treble that you did here, this one we wrapped around these little posts down here. We're going to do a treble front post stitch around this now, but first thing to do is wrap the yarn around your hook twice, start off a treble, then just lift up that treble post and put your hook behind it like so. Then we're just going to grab our yarn and do exactly the same as we did before. We yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and there you've done a treble front post stitch around the previous treble front post stitch. Then we are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. We're going to do a slip stitch in the top of the treble we've just done. So if you've been following some of my other patterns recently, like the little butterfly and beaded star, then this may seem familiar, but find the stitch at the top of the treble you've just done, which is there. It should be quite obvious. Put your hook into that hole. If I put that over my finger, you can see. Okay, into there, that's the stitch at the top. Bring the yarn through and do a little slip stitch like so. That creates a little picot at the top, and then we're just going to come back down. So we're going to do a double crochet going back into that same 2 chain space, do a double crochet, a half double crochet, and a single crochet like so. And then there's our first little triangle shaped sun edge to our mandala, and basically just repeat that all the way around. So find the next 2 chain space in the pink, and we start off with a single crochet. Just go straight over, we don't chain in the middle or anything, just straight over. A half double crochet, slowly running out of time on my camera. Half double crochet, a double crochet, then we're going to do that treble front post stitch. So we wrap the yarn around our hook twice to do a normal treble, lift up that white treble from down there, just put your hook behind it, Then bring the yarn around the back of it, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And there's your treble front post stitch. Then we need to do our little pico. We chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Find the stitch at the top of the treble you've just done, which is there. It's very obvious. Put your hook into there. Just grab the yarn and bring it straight through the loop on your hook to do a slip stitch. And then we repeat the first 3 stitches in reverse. So we do a double crochet, same 2 chain space, double crochet. Don't worry about your pico, it'll sort itself out at the end. Half double crochet, then a single crochet. And there's our second one. There we go, like so. You just repeat that all the way around back to the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and show you the finished mandala. So the next 2 chain space, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, so you're just going up in the stitches, then a treble around this white one, grab the yarn, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in that top of your treble, then a double crochet in the same 2 chain space, double crochet, half double crochet, and a single crochet, like so. So I shall do that, and then I'll come back and show you the finished mandala because I'm running out of time. Okay, so just coming up to the very last one, doing the same thing again, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble wrapped around this one, previous treble, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in the top of your treble stitch, then double crochet in the same 2 chain space, half double crochet, single crochet, and then find your first single crochet that you did over here, and we're going to slip stitch into there to join. And you may wish to create a little loop, so you can just pull up your yarn if you want to hang your mandala, and then we're going to trim the remainder off and sew that into place. Let's get my yarn needle. So being careful not to lose your loop, I'm going to thread on the white yarn and then just sew that through similar colours, and don't pull too tightly because it will pull your loop. Go back in the opposite direction to secure. Oops, it's come off my needle. Come on, I'm running out of time. Hang on, let's put that, it's a little trick. Put the needle in first and then thread on your tail end. Pull that through. And there we go, you can trim the excess off. You've got a little loop that's secure. So I'm going to tie in all my other tail ends and I'll come back and show you the finished mandala. Okay. And there we go, I've tied in all my tail ends. It looks quite pretty on the back as well. And there is our finished mandala to go with our other one here. So I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial, and I hope you've managed to follow along, and I will see you soon for some more crochet fun. Cheers for watching, guys. Bye.